मधुबन की बगिया में खड़े झोपड़ी के पास हो रही थी अंतर मन में मेरी मुझसे ही बात, तो मन ने मुझसे पूछा, जो बाबा करे तुझे प्यार, जो बाबा करे तुझे प्यार, कि वो तेरा क्या लागे, कि वो तेरा क्या लागे। वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ॐ गणपते नमो नमः सिद्धिविनायक नमो नमः अष्टविनायक नमो नमः गणपति बाप्पा मोरया।
या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करः प्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती सरस्वती।
सबने जय श्री कृष्ण, जय जनेन्द्र, जय स्वामीनारायण, Sai Ram, Om Shanti. A very warm welcome from Women to Women, our first meditation this year. And Happy New Year to you all. Hopefully you all had a lovely time, and I wish you all the very best for the 2023. Today we're going to talk about beginning with creativity. Creativity starts with one thing we all have. we all have, is hiding somewhere. Creativity is a kind of a loaded word. It's often thought of as exclusive and rare, a gift that only select creative geniuses possess. And we associate it with outstanding things like radical inventions, astounding revelations, and breathtaking artwork. It is like an artwork. It's all in our mind. With creative fingers, we tend to do. But everyone can be creative. No one is born with an excess or a lack of creativity. We all have a little creative geniuses inside. We don't need to have a driving passion or a lifelong mission to bring it all out of us. It just takes one thing: curiosity. That's how our fingers start thinking, what shall I do next? What shall I do next? We've got Brother Shantanu today to talk all about it. Can I invite Brother Shantanu? I've lost him. He was there.
I'm here.
I'm looking for you. Hold on. Ah, there you are. All yours.
Thank you so much, sister, for introducing and beginning the session. And I welcome you all with the greetings from my heart of having a very blessful new year. And may every day of the year brings you new surprises, makes you feel very good, and makes you strong to make others around you feel the same way that you are feeling. It's very easy to infect people with positivity, as easy as it is to infect the negative things. It is equally easy for the positive things to infect. Why I'm using the word infect? Because it is pretty known to people now. So to infect happiness to people is more easier than COVID to infect people. If my immunity is strong, I might not get COVID, even if I am standing beside a person who is COVID positive. But if I am smiling and if I'm happy, it will infect the person standing beside me. So make sure your happiness is infecting people around you. And so being happy positive is a good thing, and to make people around us also infected with that happiness is a great thing. So before we begin, as sister shared the topic, beginning with creativity. Beginning in itself is an art of creation. Beginning is creation, right? So to create is to initiate. Sustenance comes later, but first one has to create something. For example, this group. To sustain, we have a model. We are meeting once in a month, twice in a month, or we are having in-person events, we are having this, we are having that, we are having meditations, we are having other events, other types of events. These are all sustenance. But where does it start? It started with creating this group. And where it started even before that, it started with the thought that we should come together. It started with a thought that, oh, there is something for me to share with others. There's a thought that there is something for others to from where I can learn. Each one here who's present here in the Zoom, but maybe also watching online through YouTube, everyone has a story. Everyone has a beautiful gift hidden inside them that once when they start sharing, starts to make their life precious but also the people who are receiving it makes their life even more precious. And so the thought started that we should start sharing. And how do we do it? Let's formulate a group. This is an act of creativity. The act of creativity is not forceful, it is natural. Creativity, if I am forcing it, then it's not creativity, because then I am working too much around it. Creativity is the natural sanskar of the soul. We all are souls, right? We are all energies. So creativity is an energy, and it comes to natural way of thinking. If I am natural, connected to my original ways, if I am naturally connected to my original good traits, if I am naturally connected to who I am, then creativity doesn't have to be looked into, or doesn't have to be forced upon. It will emerge. The creativity has the power to let things emerge on their own. For example, you all have seen lentils, right? Dal, seeds. What is there in that seed? Creativity. Power to create a tree from a little seed. Can you imagine a big maple tree, or a big sequoia tree? These are huge trees, and all that huge big tree is hidden inside a little seed. That whole tree is there only in that little seed. So as big as the tree, not that big is the seed. The seed is very tiny, but the expansion of that seed, the power of creativity in that seed, can let that huge tree come in front of you. But nobody ever thought that such a big tree can, be inside a little seed like that. Similarly, the amount of wonders we can all create lies all within us, within that little energy that we all are, the spirit, the soul, the being. People call it with different names. They call it energy, they call it Atman, Prana. They have various names to it, soul, Ruh, many names. But the core is that it is this tiny little star which has this immense potential of creating wonders. Now, what happens is when you use this seed, and if you have just kept it like that, the tree won't grow. What does it need? It needs to get inside the soil. If you put it on top of the soil, it won't grow. If you just put it little bit inside the soil, it will still not grow. If you put it little more deep, it will not grow. It needs the right amount of depth from where its creativity can emerge. Similarly, the soul needs the right amount of silence, the right amount of, going into the silence, the right amount of introvertedness, the right amount of reflection, the right amount of introversion, reflecting within myself. When I let go myself to go into the depth of my being, the right amount, then creativity would start emerging. What happens, sometimes we go into so much of introversion that we don't want to come out of it. And then people around us start saying, what has happened to you? Are you sick? Have I done something wrong? What has happened to you? So what is happening here is we have gone too much deep, and that's why when you put a seed too much deep into the soil, it will still not grow. So the seed needs to have the right amount of depth, right amount of solitude, right amount of, in solitude in Hindi we say ekant, ek ka ant, which means the end of the one, from where two begins. It is the end for the one. It is the limit for the one to just be there, experience that space, and then the second thing would emerge. And that second thing is creativity. So then just not putting it inside the soil is enough. Then what does it need? It needs water, which means it needs love. Water is like love. If I go into solitude and I start experiencing peace, it's not enough. I need to start loving my whole existence. Whatever I am, whoever I am, if I am very good, I'm very good. If I'm not very good, still I am. So, loving the way I am, accepting the way I am, is the water that the soul needs to let wonders emerge. Just like how the seed, when put inside the soil, needs water for its latent energy to become powerful. All that energy is inside the seed, but it is all latent. When we put water, it starts becoming moist and the energy starts getting activated. So, love is the energy that activates the inner creativity. Without love, if you create something, it would not sustain long. But with love, if you create something, it will be immemorial. If Shah Jahan was not in love with his wife and he would have just created a tombstone, it would have been just one of the tombstones. But he was so much in deep love with his wife that the tombstone he created becomes one of the seven wonders of the world. And you rightly guessed, it is the Taj Mahal I'm talking about. So, creativity without love doesn't create wonder. Creativity needs love to create wonders, whether they are huge or small or very tiny. But every wonder counts. Every wonder counts. And for the wonders to happen, what we need is love, the water of love, the water of affection, the water of sweetness. And the third thing that the seed needs is the sunlight. The sunlight is not reaching directly to it, it is reaching through the soil, percolating through the warmth. It needs the right amount of warmth. If you put too much heat, it will burn, it will become dry. But if you put less heat, it will not be able to, come out of its shell. So you need the right amount. And what is that right amount? What is that sunlight? What is that warmth? It is sunlight comes from above. It is not something that comes from below. It is not something that comes from in and around. So the love, the support that we can receive from people around us is different. But the love and support that we receive from God is very different. You cannot replicate sunlight with an artificial light. You say, I am putting this light and it will grow. It needs warmth, which is only and only available from that highest source. Similarly, we need to receive that light from the Supreme to let the soul emerge its beauty, emerge its wonder at the right time. Now, what happens sometimes we say, oh, I have been meditating for so long, I'm trying to connect with God, but this is not happening. I am a different seed, you are a different seed, she's a different seed, he's a different seed. Every seed is different, and every seed's requirement is also different. There is an average requirement. For example, let's say if we put mango seeds, okay? Not all mango seeds would have the same time to emerge. Even if you give the same light, same water, same air, it won't come out altogether. Some might take one day more, some might take few days more, right? Similarly, we all might be connecting and doing the same practice, but for some it is working faster, for some it is working less faster. But it is all good because we know the seed is an eternal one, it will not go waste. All the work that we have done will not go waste, it will always emerge into a wonder. So now, what we need is the act. There is this power inside, we need to bring it into action. And I think in the message that went around you all was to bring your paper and pen. How many of you have paper and pen? Okay, very good. So what I'll let you do is, you take a fresh page And with your pen, put a dot in the middle of the page. Now I'm doing it like this, but you can put it like this. So put a dot in the middle of the page. Can you show me if you've done it right? See, I've put a dot. Okay, perfect. Very nice. So now what you have to do is, from the dot, you have to draw straight lines to the edge. You have to start from the center and draw straight lines to the edge, as many as you can, right? So like this, you keep drawing straight lines from the center to the border of the page. Just keep drawing. And let's see how many straight lines you can draw in 10 seconds. So the time is over. Can we show? Very nice. Very good. Very nice. So now let's take another page. And let's put a dot again in the middle of the center. And this time, you have to do the reverse. You have to draw a straight line from the border and to the center. Straight lines, as many as you can, from the border to the middle, to the center. We'll have 10 seconds again. Okay, the time's over. So can you show it now? So what does this experience, what is that experiment bringing to you? Can anyone share?
It slows you down.
Yeah, it slows you down. And
It's a little difficult because you have to
it's
gaze.
little difficult.
Difficult, and you did few than the other one.
Yeah, see, amazing. The first thing is, it is easy for us to expand. It is easy for us to expand. It is easy for us to create. But is it easy for me to come back, to gather myself inside?
Little difficult.
Little difficult. But once I've started practicing it, I can become a master of it.
Perfect, yeah.
And then there would come a time when you show both the papers to people and they would say, I can't make it which one you started from the middle to the border and which one you did from the border to the middle, because you have mastered it. Now from center to the border, we don't have to master it because we are all master in it. We know how to do it. You give me a word and I can create a story out of it. But if I have to give you a message, in essence, am I able to gather it in and summarize it and keep the essence as it is? So what has happened with us is we have become so much extrovert. We have become so much into involving our senses into so many things that to let ourselves loose has become very easy. But to gather ourselves, to focus, to concentrate has become a little difficult. Why? Because we have already practiced this so much. We have practiced our thoughts revolving and rotating everywhere so much that we haven't given enough time to bring the thoughts back. Whereas both are necessary. Balance. A life of bliss is a life of balance. Bliss is a state of super sensuous joy. It's not about getting something, doing something successful. No, it's about whatever happens, I'm just happy. That's bliss. So it is in the middle of the spectrum of all the 7 values: peace, love, purity, wisdom, strength, power. In all these values, bliss is in the middle. So if I am in bliss, whether things go wrong, I'll still be energetic. Whether things are right, won't be overexcited. I'll be in my stable state. So a life of bliss is a life of balance. And how do we achieve that balance? With the right amount of extrovert and right amount of being introvert. There has to be a right amount. Now, going into the expansion, doing things for others, helping people, helping everyone, helping the household, helping our business XYZ, we are very good at it. But what about the inner business? What about the inner household? What about the inner
Yourself.
peace? That is what we need to practice. And if I'm doing this too much and I'm not focusing on the outside, that's also not right. And if I'm doing too much outside and not focusing in inside, that's also not right. So there has to be a fine balance. And the balance is not that, oh, I go for job for 8 hours, so I have to sit and meditate for 8 hours. No. It's not literally with the duration. It's like if you have bread and butter, you don't use this much butter for this much bread. You use a little butter for a piece of bread. So, but the butter will help the bread go inside more smoothly. Similarly, the amount of work we have to let that happen smoothly, we need little butter. And that little butter comes from churning. That little butter comes from that time that I spent with myself. So the power of creativity is not in making something new, but the power of creativity is holding on to that balance. Ball, if you have 10 balls, it's not new. People have ball. But to juggle is not everybody's cup of cake. Only very few can do it. They can juggle 2 balls, 3 balls. Many can juggle more than that. Many can keep juggling and speak to you. Many can keep juggling even without looking. So those are very common things. But what their creativity has allowed them is to balance, to bring out time for every ball. Every ball gets a time on their palm. To give exact amount of time to every ball and to let go of it at the right time. They are not holding one ball more than the other. So it is about the right balance of putting myself into action and becoming detached. It is the right amount of balance to have attachment and affection, and again detachment and dissociation in a relationship. It has to be that right amount of balance. Nothing more, nothing less. And that is the power of creativity, to create that balance. Okay, if I check myself and if I don't find my life in balance right now, it's okay. But this checking in itself is creativity. Because before that, I was not checking. So I did a new activity. I brought a newness of checking. And that's why it is also very important. You don't have to be creative in terms of doing things externally. You don't have to be creative, or creativity doesn't mean just doing things outside. Am I able to consider someone better than he was yesterday? Am I able to replenish my thoughts for someone that I know? Okay, 2022, this person was like this. But from today onwards, I'm going to consider this person as this. To be able to create a better vision of someone else is also creativity. To be able to create a better vision for my own self is also creativity. To see myself as a better person is also creativity. So creativity is not just doing things, it is also about experiencing things. Am I experiencing newness? I am cooking every day. I am going to office every day. I am sleeping every day. I am speaking to some person every day. Am I experiencing newness in it? I am meditating every day. Am I experiencing newness in my meditation? I'm doing my namaz, my prayers, my worshipping, everything. Am I experiencing newness in it? If there is no newness, it will finish. Those relationships where there is no newness, people tend to start becoming distant. But where there is newness, they tend to like each other's company very much. Similarly, if I tend to experience my own self in a new way every day, I will become more close to myself. And the more close I am to myself, I'll be able to be of more benefit to others. And so, creativity starts with creating a space inside for myself. Then letting the right things to be put in that inner space. You put the right things. Don't put too many things or less things or small things or big things. So creating that inner space and designing it every time is also creativity. And this inner practice of creativity will definitely support us in doing things that we do every day in a more creative manner. So with that thought that I need to create an inner space and keep it new so that I have a new experience every time I get into that inner space, this is my good wish for you. That create your own inner space. You have a lot of potential in you because you all are seeds. You all are souls, seeds with huge amount of wonderful energy inside, which you just need to let emerge.
Blossom.
So over to you, Sister Panna.
Shall we do meditation now?
Yeah, so we'll do a meditation, or in case if you have any questions, and then we can do meditation, or we can do questions after meditation. What do you prefer?
Anything what you do, what you fancy. Q&As? Anybody got questions?
So then let's get into that inner space. So what we'll do is we'll do a designing today. Okay? So wherever you are, put your phone, pen, paper, everything aside. And then you have to share. Once we have finished our meditation, you have to share your experience. So sit very relaxed. Take a deep breath. Breathe in and gently breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. The way I am able to control my breathing, similarly, I am able to control my thoughts. I am the creator of my own thoughts. With my mind and intellect, I am about to create my inner space. So, let me start my journey. A journey within. I first travel within my body. I go and check every organ, every cell and muscle of the body. Yes, everything is working fine. Now I'm going into the deeper levels of my existence. I'm going into my subconscious mind. And there's this beautiful door. Create your own door, the kind of door you would like to have. It could be a very beautiful door, it could be a simple door, a door that you want. Unlock it. Open and enter into that space. Close the door. And now, the room that you have entered is your personal room, your inner space. What do you want it to look like? What are the things you would like to put here? Would you like to have a window or more than one window? No window? Like to have lights? What kind of lights? Plants? Soft toys, chandeliers, whatever you want. Design this space with all those things. Take your time, design it with full love. This is my inner space. Design it, decorate it, choose a wall color or no colors. Because this is your inner space, it could be magical. It could be a transparent wall. It could be a magical wall. This is your inner space. Design it the way you want. You can see in this space, there's light coming from somewhere. It could be coming from a window. It could be coming from a hole. Whatever source you have created for the light to enter. Follow the light. Experience the warmth this light is bringing inside the room. How this space has started filling with warmth, love, affection, the sense of safety and security. The sense of being protected, being looked after. Follow the light. And the light takes you out of this room into an open space. And in that open space, you found that source of light, that supreme divine light, the almighty energy, a shining, bright, twinkling star with the aura of love around it. Immense love, a love that can be never found elsewhere. Unique, powerful, benevolent, and sweet. As I approach closer to this light, I am absorbed in the peace of this light. Peace, protection, and power. This light is cleaning me from within. I'm becoming pure, powerful. I can experience my original self again. I am a peaceful being. I am a powerful being. I am a being of light with my companion supreme light. I experience pure love in his company. Invite your friend to your inner space. Welcome him into your inner space. Because it is your inner space, no one come inside without your invitation. So you invite this light to enter your inner space. And now you both are in your inner space. The inner space is now glowing with peace, love, and power. Send some powerful thoughts from here. This is my inner space. And in this inner space, only positive things are allowed. In this inner space, only positive feelings are allowed. In this inner space, only peace, love, and purity is allowed. Worries, stress, tension, anything negative cannot even see this space. This is my sacred refuge. This is my sacred space. Any ill thoughts, any ill vibration, any negative vibration cannot see this space. No one can enter this space because this is my space. Now, in the presence of this supreme light, I am creating an aura around my room, which is making it invisible from everything negative. This aura is making my room protected. In the shell of this positive divine energy, my entire being feels protected. And now, gradually come out of your room. Take a nice look how you have designed it. Everything is in place. And come out of your room. But close the door. And now, open your eyes. And take a deep breath. So I'm sure you all designed your inner space, right? How was it?
Brilliant. I feel more relaxed now. Yes.
And how did you design it? Share. Yes,
This
Sarlaji.
the way I wanted for a long, long time. As soon as I opened my eyes, I felt so nice and bright. And a lot of energy, positive thoughts. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, Sarlaji.
It's quite difficult to come out of it when you are in deep there. I find it all the time that if I go like to this exercise, I feel difficult to come out of it. It takes me quite a long time to come out. It was lovely experience, beautiful.
So anybody wants to share how their room looked like? What did you decorate it? How did you designed it?
My room was with colors.
Wow, very nice. And
colors, blue and sort of light color. I mean, light means light. And I didn't put any windows or anything. I was just going in and in and in. That's how I
so you
felt.
had an infinite room. Very good. Very nice.
That's how I felt, yeah.
Anybody
Thank
else?
you.
Yeah.
My pain disturbed me quite a bit. It got very intense at times. It took me a while, but I was fine. And then suddenly my pain took over. Then towards the end, it subsided. So it was a bit too late, but it was nice and peaceful. It was good.
But could you see your inner space?
Yes, I could. But because
so next time when there is this pain, just tell, you stay here, I'll come and deal with you, but let me first go into my inner space. So get into your inner space, because that is the space where no negative can come. Because you protected this space.
Yeah.
So the moment there is a negative energy waiting to confront you, just say, I'm going to deal with you, just wait. Get into your inner space. Now from inside, there are certain windows from where you can see outside what is happening, but people outside can't see what's happening inside. So from there, look at this pain. Why is it coming back to me again and again? What is the cause of it? And ask certain questions. How do I want to deal with it? So what happens when we are in the situation, we are not able to confront it or face it. But when we are looking at it as an observer, we might see the answer more easily. So to be an observer, you need that space. And this inner space is your inner space. No pain, no negativity can enter it ever. Whenever there is a frustrating energy, I'm back switch. There is this chaos in front, but I'm inside my inner space, and let the chaos happen outside. It's like how you see in the movies, where you are standing there, but everything is rotating very fast, but you are like inside very silent. Or sometimes there's a lot of chaos happening inside and people think, oh, he's very silent. But inside there might be a lot of, bombardment happening. So there could be this difference. So when there is this difficult situation outside, just go into the depth and stay and keep looking at things as an observer. So next time, if there's this pain or if the pain is still there, can you go into your inner space right now in a second? All of you, try this. Get into your inner space. Now, I won't guide you because you know the way to it. You have made it. So you are into your inner space. Again, come back and close the door and come back. So how long did it take you to get into your inner space?
Straight away.
Straight away. Can you go again? Now, this time without closing your eyes. Yeah, you are in your inner space.
Just need more practice.
Yeah. So what happens is, whenever I'm in this inner space, I start collecting the solutions that are useful when I'm in the outer space.
Well, with your eyes open, with your eyes open, it's a little bit of a disturbance. It's not straight away. Like when you close your eyes, it's dark, and then you can go into it. With the other one, your eyes, though you are saying, separate it does disturb a little bit. It takes practice. It's not something that you can just do it straight away.
Yeah, it's for example, if you are looking on the screen and you can see me, right? But if I say you are looking at this, but bring your home in front of your eyes. You are looking at this face, but you are bringing your house. So the mind is doing the work. Similarly, with practice, what will happen is your inner space, going into that inner space would be very easy. And that is what we need. We need to be capacitated enough to get into our inner space whenever we want. And we should not just wait for troubles to arrive for us to, use this inner space. I can just go and spend some good time also there. It's not always that there has to be a problem or a trouble or an irritating person. To avoid or to face this person, I need to go to my inner space. No. This we have done for so long. Most of the times people visit a temple or a mosque when there is an exam. God, please let me help me on my exams or get me good results. So it's not like that. Your inner space is for all the time. How many number of times you go and visit your inner space, how many number of times you go and see it, redesign it, decorate it, is totally up to you. If you felt good, you should go there more often.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's mind over matter.
Yeah. So is there anything else anybody wants to ask or share?
It's well said today, perfectly well said. Thank you. We practice more.
Yeah. So this is your New Year gift. Now in the new year, you have created a new house for yourself, a new space for yourself. And you have to use this space more often.
See, we are talking and I'm not going into my inner states, but I can't feel the pain now. But when we were doing it, it was coming and going, but at times it was so intense that it just took over. But then I threw it back. But
the pain also saw, oh, she's not giving me attention. How is that possible? The pain is like a kid. It wants your attention. So it is trying to, oh, she's going to a powerful place. No, I don't want it to go to that powerful place. So the pain is trying to sabotage your journey. But if that time you say, I am going to deal with you, just stay here. Wherever you are in the knee, just stay there. I'll come back. Get into your inner space. And by the time you come back, it will say, okay, fine, she's not giving me so much of attention. Let me just go somewhere else. So it is how you deal with it, So creativity will bring that courage to face it again and again.
Thank you.
To create, you need courage. Many times we are just good with whatever is happening. But to create, you need courage, you need energy. And that's why that light source is very useful.
But is it you can go in and come out, go in and come out, in and out? Is that right or wrong?
Very good. It's your house. It's your room. Any number of times you can go in and come out.
Okay. Creating new things, yes.
Because you have the password, nobody else can go inside. It is your inner space. And especially you said, no negative feeling, negative energy, negative person can enter this place. So even if, say, let's say I am an angry person and I am very angry on you, I can't enter your space because you have made it protected only for positive things. So even if you sit in your inner space and you want to look at this one, you will say, what are the good things in this person? So you will find, okay, I might be very angry, but I might be an advocate of righteousness. I might not know how to advocate it benevolently, powerfully, and positively. That's why I'm frustrated. There are many people who say, I cannot stand when somebody's lying. So they are advocating for truth, but in a negative form. Similarly, I might be getting angry, but what is my reason of anger? You can't see it when you have the anger in your intellect. If you let go of that anger and try to see the positive in this person, then you might know what is actually the cause of his state, or the way he is behaving. So your inner space is only destined and designed for good things, positive things, empowering things. So visit it more often. Take
You're
care
a
of
master.
it.
You're a master of your mind.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's 2 minutes left. In those 2 minutes, let's go to our inner space once again.
Thank you.
In silence, let's go into that inner space. And from that inner space, visualize the entire world. And share your light of love, care, and peace on the world. Step out of your inner space, close the door, and you're back. So it is women to women, but you allowed me to come here because I believe every individual has divine feminine inside and divine masculine inside. There is the power of nurturing care in each one of us. And so thank you so much for being welcoming to me. And I feel obliged, and also I feel very good that you have welcomed me with so much of love. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
You.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very interesting.
Thank you, Shantanu. It was really nice. We have learned something good. Deep thinking is when we think beyond our preconceived notions to absorb the new and different. It lets your mind jump around and
Yes, it
explore
does.
to make unexpected connections. This unordered thought is essential to creativity. Also, unlike passion, curiosity doesn't demand commitment. It frees you to explore and learn to see where your interest takes you without fear or expectations. When you start to investigate something, you never know what creative place you'll end up. As children, our curiosity comes naturally, for better or for worse. Curiosity ruled our senses. Enthusiasm ignited our actions. We did not fear what we did not know. This is something what we have learned today from Shantanu, Brother Shantanu. Thank you very much. We experienced a new venture today, and likewise, keep practicing, and you know you'll get to it as and when it's time for you to relax. So let's all enjoy our Sunday and with the family. I'm gonna expect my grandkids any minute, so I'm gonna be busy with them as well. Hopefully, you have a lovely, lovely Sunday and take care, and hope to catch up again next week with somebody else. Thank
Thank
you
you, Panna
again.
Ben.
Thank you, Panna Ben.
Thank
Have a
you.
Thank you.
lovely, lovely
It's
day.
very kind.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Panna Ben.
Thank you,
Panna
brother.
Ben, thanks.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Hello, Jaysri Ben.
Hi. ઘણા દિવસે
Everybody
દેખાણા
have a
હતા
good
બેન
day.
ક્યાં
Hi,
ખોવાઈ ગયા હતા
Jeshben.